Once, it was just a search box, but Google's entire identity is transforming into something much bigger, something smarter.
For over 20 years, this was Google's entire identity, a simple box, a front door to the web, a money-making machine. But that box is changing. It's becoming something you don't just type into, but have a conversation with. And that one change is a sign of a massive trillion-dollar shift happening across the entire company. Alphabet is betting over $50 billion on AI. And this isn't just about software anymore. It's about redefining the technology in your hands.
This isn't a side project. The CEO calls it AI first, the filter for every decision. And the proof is in this number, $49.3 billion. That's what they're spending on R&D. This isn't tinkering. This is building the foundation of the future, from custom chips to the data centers that power it all. They are betting the house.
Your next phone isn't just a device, it's an AI companion. But as power moves into the palm of your hand, are we ready for what comes next?
So how does a crazy number like $50 billion become something you can hold? It shows up here, in a phone whose hardware is built for AI, a watch with a personal health coach, a smarter, magnetic ecosystem. This is the grand strategy, trickling down into your pocket.
Our newest
But with immense
device
power
can help you.
comes immense challenges. And one final, crucial question.
You know, when you look at a company's annual report, it's all these billion-dollar figures and jargon-filled corporate strategies. But what does any of that actually mean for the phone in your pocket? Well, today, we're going to connect those dots. We're going to see how Alphabet's massive trillion-dollar bet on AI is going to show up in your next Pixel. Let's get into it.
It all starts right here. I mean, for more than 20 years, this simple white page with a search box has been Google's entire identity. It's their front door, it's their moneymaker, but that simple little box is now changing into something totally different, an AI-powered engine you can have a conversation with. And that one change, that's the sign of a massive shift happening across the entire company.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is the official line straight from the top. In his letter to investors, the CEO, Sundar Pichai, makes it crystal clear. This isn't just some new project they're trying out. AI first, that's the whole game plan now. It's the filter for every single decision they make.
And if you want to understand just how serious this bet is, just look at this number, $49.3 billion. That's what Alphabet spends on R&D in 2024 alone. That's not just tinkering with some software. That's building the entire foundation for the future, from their own custom chips to the massive data centers that run it all.
So yeah, that almost $50 billion price tag isn't for some small experimental department. It's a full-on company-wide pivot. They're betting the house, truly, on the idea that artificial intelligence is going to completely redefine every single thing they do, from search to cloud. Okay, but $50 billion is a crazy number, right? How does that actually turn into something you and I can hold in our hands? Let's make this real. Let's see how this massive strategy is actually showing up in the brand new Pixel 10. So here's the key. The hardware itself is now being built for AI. The new Tensor G5 chip, for example, is designed to run all those complex AI tasks efficiently right on the device. And get this, for the first time, even the base model Pixel 10 is getting a dedicated telephoto lens. That's a huge deal for things like AI-enhanced zoom. And the switch to Q2 charging, well, that hints at a much smarter ecosystem of accessories coming down the line. And of course, Google's got to give it a catchy brand name. They're calling it Pixel Snap. By jumping on the magnetic Key 2 standard, they're not just making wireless charging a little less clumsy. No, they're opening the door for a whole new lineup of magnetic accessories, kind of like what Apple has been doing with MagSafe. And this strategy goes way beyond just the phone. You look at the new Pixel Watch 4, and boom, there's a personal AI health coach powered by Gemini, which is Google's most powerful AI. You look at the Pixel 10's camera, and there's a new guided mode that uses AI to basically be your personal photographer, helping you frame the perfect shot. You see? It's about weaving this intelligence into absolutely everything.
But here is a really crucial point, and it comes from a real user, not a marketing department. The goal here isn't just about raw power that crushes benchmark tests. As this person on Reddit points out, it's about being smart. It's about efficiency. If you have a chip that can do its AI job incredibly fast and then immediately go back to sleep, that is how you get the all-day battery life that we all actually want.
So you might be wondering, how in the world does Alphabet pay for all this?
A $50 billion bet on AI needs a pretty serious financial engine to keep it running. So you know what? Let's follow the money. Okay, at a really high level, Alphabet's business is split into three main parts. You've got Google Cloud, you've got other bets. That's all the futuristic moonshot stuff like self-driving cars. But that giant slice of the pie, the piece that makes up almost all their revenue, that's Google Services. And if we zoom in on that massive Google Services segment, the picture gets even clearer. Yeah, YouTube ads are huge. The Google network is a huge business. But that skyscraper in the middle that just dwarfs everything else, that's search. That right there is the engine that powers this entire revolution. At the end of the day, it all comes down to advertising. In 2024, it pulled in over $264 billion. Let that number sink in for a second. That incredible river of cash is exactly what gives Alphabet the freedom to make these enormous, long-term bets on AI, on building their own chips, and on hardware like the Pixel. So the picture so far is pretty incredible, right? You've got immense financial power fueling a very clear, very bold vision for the future. It feels unstoppable, but it's not without some serious challenges. So you have to ask the question, can this momentum actually be slowed down? Because an operation this huge isn't just cruising along, it's navigating a literal minefield of fierce competition, a growing number of lawsuits, and really fragile global supply chains. And the legal pressure right now is just immense. I mean, the US Department of Justice is challenging their core dominance in search. The European Union has hit them with billions in fines. And their ad business, the Golden Goose, is facing a ton of antitrust lawsuits. The results of these cases could force them to fundamentally change how they do business.
And this isn't just us speculating. These are risks they list in their own annual reports. They talk about formidable competition in everything they do. They're trying to deal with new data privacy rules all over the world. And, maybe most crucially, they depend on incredibly complex supply chains to get the very AI chips that this entire strategy relies on.
And then there's the simple risk of just not getting it right. This comment from the Pixel subreddit really hits the nail on the head. A grand $50 billion strategy means absolutely nothing if the phone you sell is buggy. All these reports of bugs and quality control problems can just destroy user trust and completely cancel out any of the benefits you get from that advanced AI. So even with all of those risks, the bet continues. They are not backing down. Why? Because this isn't just about Google anymore. This is about where the entire industry is heading. Your next phone, I don't care what brand it is going to be an AI device.
I mean, just look at what came out of the last big phone conference, Mobile World Congress. Every single major company, from Samsung to Oppo, is making AI the main thing that makes their phones different. It's a full-blown arms race, and the new battleground in that race is moving all that AI processing from the cloud right onto the phone itself.
So what exactly is on-device AI? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. Instead of sending your data to some far-off server to get an answer, all the thinking happens right there on the chip inside your phone. And the benefits are huge. It's way faster, it's much more private since your data never leaves your device, and it can even work when you don't have an internet connection. This is the future.
Which really leaves us with one final big question. We've seen how a $50 billion corporate strategy trickles all the way down to a chip and a camera feature on a phone. We've seen that it's part of a massive shift across the entire industry. So as this incredibly powerful artificial intelligence moves out of these distant data centers and quite literally into the palm of our hands, what does that really mean for our relationship with technology itself?